What's going on, y'all? Today we're going to make a venison meatball sub. It's going to be awesome. First off, we have our seasoned ground venison. Now, this venison has had pork fat added to it. That'll help it bind, but we need to give it a little bit of help. Now, to help the meatballs stick together, make them a little bit lighter and not so dense, we're going to add breadcrumbs, and I'm going to use your standard white bread to make my binding. First thing, I'm going to trim the crust off. Then I'm going to cut it into small squares. Alright, now we're going to add our breadcrumbs to the bowl, mix them up a little bit, break them apart. Make sure they're good to go. And then we're going to add about 1/4 cup of milk. Alright, we're going to make sure we cover all our pieces. We're going to let that soak for about 5 minutes. Alright, our bread's been soaking for 5 minutes. Now we're going to take a fork and mix it up. Now, the texture we're looking for is like applesauce. When you get it about the texture of applesauce, you've got it mixed up. I'm mainly just trying to get most of the lumps out of it. Alright, that's pretty good. Now we're going to add our mixture to our ground venison. Now, for those hunters out there that don't add fat to their venison and want to keep it healthy, this is a great trick to use if you want to make venison hamburgers or meatballs, and it keeps them from falling apart, keeps them from drying out, allows them to remain moist and stick together. Now, the best way to mix this is with your hand. You need to feel the texture of the meat, and you don't want to mix the meat too tight. Kind of a circular motion with your hands. So you mix the bread in with the meat really good. And when you mix it with your hand, you can feel when it becomes sticky enough. And we're right now at the texture we need to make our meatballs. Alright, now I've taken my frying pan that I'm going to brown my meatballs with, and I filled the bottom with olive oil. Now, I've also kept my hands wet because it keeps the meat from sticking to my hands as bad when I'm forming my meatballs. So, you want to get a little bit of meat. You don't want to pack them, just roll them lightly. If you pack them, it makes them too dense, makes them tougher, and about the size of a golf ball. Put them in the pan. Alright, we've got our meatballs made. Now, I've set the eye to a medium heat and we're going to brown our meatballs. Alright, now I'm going to use a spoon in my hand to rotate these meatballs until I get them brown enough that they won't fall apart, so I'm going to be really gentle with them. Alright, our meatballs are brown. Now, they're not done all the way through, but they are brown. Now we're going to add our meatballs to our marinara sauce. Now, I'd love to tell you this is homemade sauce, but this is store-bought sauce. Maybe one day I'll venture into making my own marinara sauce, but right now, this is just my favorite store-bought. Now, I've set the eye to the sauce to a low simmer, and that's going to allow these meatballs to finish cooking and soak up that sauce. Alright, our meatballs are just about done, so I'm going to go on and prep our bread. I've got some French bread, and I'm going to put some pepper jack cheese because I want my sub to be spicy. And a lot of cheese. Alright, we got our cheese. Now I'm going to stick it in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes. Going to watch it closely, and all I want is the cheese to melt. I don't want to brown the bread any, just heat it up a little bit. Alright, our meatballs and our bread are ready. So let's put our meatball sub together. I'm going to add a little bit more sauce. Next, we're going to add some chopped red onion. Then we're gonna add some pickled jalapenos. I'm gonna add quite a few of those because I like it spicy. Finally, we're going to top it off with a little bit of grated Parmesan cheese. Alright, well, we've got the finished product. Put our sandwich together. Just going to take a bite. Really good, a little bit messy, but a meatball sub's supposed to be messy. Remember, if you like the content, hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, we'll see you again.